What's up guys, I'm Shane Peterson. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Off the Rip. Damn, it feels good to be back. It feels like I haven't done one of these in a while, but awesome racing from both classes, the 250 and the 450 class, which is pretty crazy because the 450 class has kind of been a sleeper class this entire season, it seems like, after Jet Lawrence went out. But we saw riders make a comeback, riders like Webb, Roczen and Colt Nichols. And then we also saw some riders lining up on a new bike and a new team. That was Shane McElrath and Garret Marchbanks. So a lot to unpack from Unadilla. So let's get into it in this episode of Off the Rip. All right, so the racing kicked off and some of the riders' bikes got kicked out from underneath them. Riders like Tom Bial, who went down in Moto 1, and Chance Hymas, who took a nasty hit in that first moto. I did not expect Chance Hymas to line up for Moto 2, so props to him for toughing it out and lining up. Chase Sexton almost threw away his season in the same exact section Chance Hymas went down, but he managed to save it. And then poor Joe Shimoda slides out and goes down on the water truck lane. It looks like he's out for the remainder of the season, so that's a bummer to see. And then lastly, it was wild to see the gap that Chase Sexton put on the rest of the field in that second moto of the 450 class. That looked like some 125 James Stewart type shit. No, it was crazy to see, but damn, wow. All right, so let's get into this 250 class. It looked like it was gonna be Chance Hymas' day from qualifying. It looked like it was gonna be a walk in the park for him in Moto 1, but he must have been going through a sketchy park because he got robbed on the day. He goes down and then gives the lead to Levi Kitchen, and then it's no surprise that the kid who's been the strongest at the end of the moto every single time, Haiden Deegan, pulls off the win. Just another crazy performance from Haiden Deegan at the last 8 minutes of the moto. Second moto, however, did not get the start that he wanted, and then Levi Kitchen was just on another level. I mean, you can tell that Levi did not want to lose again in the second moto. He hammered and just sprinted the beginning of the second moto. Put a sizable gap on Haiden Deegan. Joe Shimoda, though, was breathing down his back, so it sucks to see Joe go down. But yeah, those guys were ripping up at the front. I don't think they could have pushed it anymore. I had a feeling somebody was going to go down. It was either going to be Levi or it was going to be Joe, because the track was getting pretty gnarly. It was rutted, it was rough. So that being said, it was really hard for Haiden to make a charge at the end of the moto, with the track being the way it was, and then also just the gap that Levi had on Haiden. So awesome racing, awesome riding from both Levi and Haiden Deegan. And then props to Jalik Swoll for landing himself on the podium for Triumph, first podium of the season. So I'm sure that team is stoked on it. And yeah, let's move on to the 450 class. All right, so I'm actually fired up to talk about this 450 class because it's been kind of a sleepy class and not really much action. Chase is always gonna win, but that changed because Hunter Lawrence came out swinging on that brand new 2025 Honda. He was riding super awesome. This is the best sales pitch Honda could have asked for. I mean, if he would have went 1-1, maybe that would have been a perfect sales pitch. If he would have done that, I'm sure every single vet rider in America would have traded in their KTM for a Honda. But yeah, awesome riding from him that first moto. Second moto, I think it kind of woke Chase up a little bit to get the start and to sprint and check out, because he knew he had to get out early because he has riders like Roczen, even his teammate Aaron Plessinger, Hunter Lawrence, that are just really great in the beginning. And with the track being rutted, the track conditions being more rough, it's going to be harder to pass. So he gets the start, checks out, puts a sizable gap on the rest of the field. And nobody had anything for him. Hunter Lawrence got a bad start and just kind of clawed his way back to second. So I wish we would have seen a battle, that second moto between Chase and Hunter. But hopefully we'll see it next weekend at Budds Creek. Riders that I expected to see on the podium, but he wasn't there, was the hometown kid, Justin Cooper. I don't know what happened with him. He looked pretty strong in qualifying, but just dropped the ball towards the end, or towards race time. However, Dylan Ferrandis was a rider that put himself in the third place spot, almost landed himself on the podium, but instead Aaron Plessinger lands himself on the podium. That's 4 podiums for the Red Bull KTM rider. So it's a pretty awesome season for AP. I'm curious to see if he can put himself on the podium from here on out, because Eli Tomac is making a return to pro motocross at Budds Creek, so he's gonna have to battle Eli, Chase, and Hunter Lawrence for that podium position. With that being said, do you guys think that Eli Tomac can end Chase Sexton's win streak, or does Chase Sexton just got it in the bag? He's just riding unreal. I don't know. I don't know if Eli has anything for Chase. I mean, if Chase gets the start, I don't know, but it is Eli Tomac, the beast. Hopefully he can go beast mode. Not expecting much though, since he is coming out from an injury, but I don't know. Maybe he can just go crazy and just let the big dog eat. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens next weekend at Budds Creek. But I'll be here on Off the Rip to talk about it with you guys. Peace.